One day, when I was scrolling through Grindr, I was matched with a dude called Reggie Belafonte. His profile seemed normal. He was a 48-year-old man who wanted to meet me in the park. At this time, I was only 13 years old, so I agreed. But I didn't want to meet him in the park, of course, because a public park is a dangerous place to be. You never know who's going to take your £5 note and spend it on Tesco's Savers aisle. So I decided to meet him in his house when he was home alone. Well, I didn't know that would be the most awful time of my life. The door was open when I arrived at his house. He messaged me on his fucking profile and he told me to walk in. Of course, I did. The door was already open. Something was not right. I walked in past the hanging bodies and to the clothes rack, where I put my coat on there. Of course, what I didn't notice was the hair all over the floor and the dead dog in the front room, which, I mean, by my standards was pretty normal at this point. I was used to seeing this type of stuff every day, hence why I had such a messed up brain. I decided to join this app. I went upstairs to look for Reggie Belafonte, but he was nowhere to be found. So he told me to go into the kitchen. He told me he had a little surprise for me. Was it food? Well, I was fucking hoping for food because I was hungry as shit. I went downstairs to the kitchen and there was this guy in there with a knife. He didn't look like Reggie Belafonte. He looked like some fat old paedophile. Well, I think he was a fat old paedophile. But, you know, of course, I assumed he had killed Reggie Belafonte. I asked him who he was, and he said, "I am Daniel." And I said, "Oh, I'm not looking for Daniel, I'm looking for Reggie Belafonte. Have I got the wrong house?" He said, "No, this is the right house," and I was very confused. He looked nothing like Reggie Belafonte. Reggie Belafonte was a stunning creature. This man was a fat loser with, you know, no life. He looked like he was doing about 10 bags of fucking hula hoop drugs every day. But he told me that he was Reggie Belafonte. I did not believe him. He showed me his phone for proof that he was logged into the Reggie Belafonte account. I, of course, immediately reported to the police that he was logged into another person's account without his permission. I was not happy with this man's disgraceful actions. Anyway, he went to stab me with his knife. Of course, I deflected it with my ninja moves, and I hit it back onto his head. He died, and I was never seen Reggie Belafonte again. Suddenly, the account just went offline. I sometimes wonder what happened to Reggie Belafonte, and I sometimes wonder, could we be friends, Reggie? Could we? One day, when I was scrolling through Grindr, I was matched with a dude called Reggie Belafonte. His profile seemed normal. He was a 48-year-old man who wanted to meet me in the park. At this time, I was only 13 years old, so I agreed. But I didn't want to meet him in the park, of course, because a public park is a dangerous place to be. You never know who's going to take your £5 note and spend it on Tesco's Savers aisle.